who hears these words of mine and puts them into practice is like a wise man who built his house on the rock. The rain came down, the streams rose, and the winds blew and beat against the house, yet it did not fall, because it had its foundation on the rock. But everyone who hears these words of mine and does not put them into practice is like a foolish man who built his house on sand. The rain came down, the streams rose, and the winds blew and beat against that house, and it fell with a great crash. Now what we do is we remove that therefore from there and isolate this passage all by itself. And then we say, well, if you build your house on build your life on biblical principles, when a bad day comes along, when the storms of life come along, your life will stand. That's not what that says. Now, that may be true, but that's not what that verse says. Okay? Because this thing called exegesis, where you have to actually figure out what the verse says in context of when it was said, how it was said, who it was said to, and what was said with it. Or what was written with it. Right? So we have to look this in the context of what has just been said. What is Jesus talking about? What day is he talking about? So what? Because he said, talks about something, he said, therefore, in other words, tying what I'm getting ready to say to what I just said, what day had he just talked about?
Judgment Day.
Judgment Day. So therefore, the day the rain comes is what day?
Judgment Day.
Judgment Day. The rain is not a bad day. The rain is the final pouring out of God's justice and God's wrath against the sinfulness and the rebellion of mankind.